member raised an interesting perspective, and to the extent that before we get there, you would recall, sir, that earlier last year during the budget speech, the Prime Minister announced very clearly to all and sundry that with respect to the management of the benefits of these types of and as he labeled it, concessions, that there is a new process in place that will allow people to remedy, sir, the infraction, and we will therefore allow that process to ensue long before you get to a stage where someone reaches a court in relation to getting to the point where he has indicated. Now, sir, it must be made clear that at any time, the Customs Department, through its own act, through its own audits, sir, can utilize the administrative penalties framework that it has in relation to processing stuff through the customs framework, and therefore, again, working in tandem with the Ministry of Finance in terms of being able to ensure that we have proper monitoring in place, that we are confident that whilst we know that the majority of people, sir, the majority of people actually follow the process all the way through and don't have any issues with either the Ministry of Finance or the Customs and Excise Department, that we're clear that the persons that will want to do business in Barbados will understand that there is a process to be able to remedy something if something happens to go wrong, and therefore that is in place with respect to being able to ensure that they can then continue to be able to benefit from anything moving forward. And so, sir, this bill before the House, as I said, is really just to regularize, because this will take away some of the administrative work that the tax administration section in the Ministry of Finance would ordinarily do, and therefore the granting of the permit to these persons would allow for those a code to be assigned within the customs, the Asicuda system, and with the use of that code on the entries that the brokers would apply, then these entities will be able to automatically benefit from this, which obviously is a much faster approach to being able to operate in the country. And I think that certainly the benefit of being able to utilize that with speed is sufficient incentive, sir, that really and truly nobody would be interested in being humbugged either with clause 10.5, or for that matter, sir, any of the other administrative matters in relation to customs. The honourable member did ask a question, and I'm not sure if it was something that he was signaling that under some distant prospect of a government led by him, that there would be some suggestion of dollarization. I can say only to the extent, sir, that the Exchange Control Authority in this country, sir, we have committed ourselves to maintaining a fixed exchange rate. If the honourable member, in wanting to have a serious conversation about what's happening geopolitically, globally, wishes to engage in a substantive discussion, that's a different matter. But the reality of it is, sir, that whatever exchange control arrangements, sir, are put in place for Barbados, and I want to make this clear, sir, that there's no change in contemplation as it relates to the foreign exchange peg on the part of the government. But if at any point in the future, sir, there was to be any contemplation of shifting from one currency to another, it really doesn't matter, sir. The country has to earn the foreign exchange in order to do business with the rest of the world. And therefore, the work that every single Bajan, whether a public servant or somebody in the private sector, sir, the ability for each private entity in Barbados to be able to earn foreign exchange and at rates that allows us to be able to sustain, sir, the level of investment that we have seen being done in the country, and for us to be able to maintain our quality of life, we have to earn foreign exchange. So in effect, sir, it really doesn't matter whether it's 2 to 1, sir, whether it's 1 to 1, whether it's 100 to 1, it really doesn't matter the number, except we have determined that we will be fiscally disciplined in order to maintain the current peg at 2 Barbados dollars to 1 US dollar, sir. We have seen over the course of the last 6 years, our reserves move from just about 4.5 weeks, sir, to almost 6 months of import cover, which allows the country to be able to know that if we had a shock or something happened, sir, that we have enough of a buffer to be able to ride through such an endeavor. And that is something that the last administration could not give with any serious comfort to Bajans under their stewardship. So I can only say to the honourable member that whilst as a young economist, I did some research in this area of dollarization, the fact remains, sir, that we do have to make sure that we are putting the things in place to continue to earn legitimate foreign exchange, which means us being able to boost our export capacity, us being able to bring companies into Barbados that allows Barbadians to work globally. I know that the honourable member for St. Philip West, through the Cyber Nations program and other areas, are having people work digitally for companies overseas, and therefore, as we are able to provide different opportunities for Bajans to be able to become outside of the traditional tourism area, which is seen as the driver of exports earning. I know that the honourable member for St. Philip South, with respect to the thrust with agriculture, is moving aggressively in that direction, sir. And therefore, as the government, the honourable minister the honourable member, sorry, sir, for St. John, with the new sports tourism thrust, to be able to drive more opportunities for Bajans to not just to bring teams in Barbados, but literally to be able to have relations that will allow us to be able to have a proper sporting franchise. You've heard the government's intention to be able to deliver naming rights for Kingston and Oval. Within that vein, sir, these are areas of export, that's export-oriented, which is rooted, sir, in the ability to earn foreign exchange across a range of areas. And therefore, I can say to Barbadians that so long as the Barbados Labour Party remains the government, then you need not worry about the fixed exchange rate. We will continue to grow this economy. I cannot say the same for the other side, sir, but I know that the good people of Barbados will make that determination when the appropriate time comes, sir. And so, sir, with those very few words, I beg to move, sir, that this bill be read a second time. I'm obliged to you.
The question is that this bill be read a second time. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I do now beg to move that you leave the chair and the House resolve itself in committee for further consideration of this bill.
The question is that the Speaker do now leave the chair and the House resolve itself into committee for further consideration of this bill. All those honourable members in favour, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
This House is now in committee.
Mr. Chairman, may we take the bill in parts?
Yes.
Part 1, clauses 1 and 2.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that clause 1 be amended to change 2024 to 2025. So I beg to, with that amendment, I beg to move that part 1 stand part as amended.
The question is that part 1 as amended stand part. I beg to move that clause 1 be amended and stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. All the members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it. Clause 2. The question is that clause 2 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. All the members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 2, clauses 3 to 8.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 2, clauses 3 to 8 stand part.
The question is that part 2, clauses 3 to 8 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Part 3, clauses 9 through 16.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that Part 3, clauses 9 through 16 stand part.
The question is that part 3, clauses 9 through 16 stand part. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Thinks the ayes have it.
The first schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that the first schedule be the first schedule to the bill.
The question is that the first schedule be the first schedule to the bill. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Thinks the ayes have it.
Second schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I beg to move that the second schedule be the second schedule to the bill.
The question is that the second schedule be the second schedule to the bill. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, I do now beg to move that you report to His Honor the Speaker the passing of one bill in committee with amendment.
The question is that I do not report His Honor the Speaker the passing of one bill in committee with amendments. All honorable members in favor, say aye. Honorable members against, say no. Methinks the ayes have it.
Chairman of committees is reporting the passing of one bill with amendments in committee. Honourable Member Christchurch East Central.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this bill be read a third time.
Question is that the bill be read a third time. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this bill be now passed and cited as the Foreign Currency Permits Act 2025.
Question is that this bill be passed and so cited. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. We think the ayes have it. This bill is passed and so cited. Honourable Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, we've come to the end of today's sitting. I therefore beg to move the adjournment of the House until the 7th of February at 10 a.m.
The question is that this honourable chamber be adjourned as a Friday. Until Friday, the 7th day of February at 10 a.m. in the forenoon. All those honourable members in favor, please say aye. Those against, please say no. Me think the ayes have it. This honourable chamber stands adjourned until Friday, the 7th day of February at 10 a.m. in the forenoon.